Hello, welcome back to Mr. Hall Storytime. It is Tuesday and we're going to carry on reading Mr. Twits. The last bit we saw were all the monkeys standing upside down waiting for Mr. Twit to come back. And the next chapter is called Mugglewump Has an Idea. What's the Mugglewump's idea going to be? Let's find out. As soon as Mr. and Mrs. Twit had disappeared down the road, the monkeys all flipped back onto their feet the right way up. Quick, get the key! Mugglewump called out to the roly-poly bird, who was still sitting on the roof of the house. What key? Shouted the roly-poly bird. The key to the door of our cage, cried Mugglewump. It's hanging on a nail in the workshed. That's where he always puts it. The roly-poly bird flew down and came back with the key in its beak. Mugglewump reached... There we go, that's him reaching for the key. Mugglewump reached a hand through the bars of the cage and took the key. He put it in the lock and turned it. The door opened. All four monkeys leapt out together. We're free! Cried the two little ones. Where shall we go, Dad? Where shall we hide? Don't get excited, said Mugglewump. Calm down, everybody. Before we escape from this beastly place, we have one very important thing to do. What? They asked him. We're going to turn those terrible twits upside down. We're going to... What? They cried. You must be joking, Dad. I'm not joking, Mugglewump said. We're going to turn both Mr. and Mrs. Twit upside down with their legs in the air. Don't be ridiculous, the roly-poly bird said. How can we possibly turn those two maggoty old monsters upside down? We can, cried Mugglewump. We're going to make them stand on their heads for hours and hours, perhaps forever. Let them see what it feels like for a change. How? Said the roly-poly bird. Just tell me how. Mugglewump laid his head on one side, and a tiny twinkling little smile touched the corners of his mouth. Now and again, he said, but not very often. I have a brilliant idea. This is one of them. Follow me, my friends. Follow me. There we go, they're up to their brilliant idea. Wonder what the idea is going to be. Maybe have a think about what their brilliant idea is going to be. Okay. He scampered off towards the house, and the three other monkeys and roly-poly bird went after him. Buckets and paintbrushes, cried Mugglewump. That's what we want next. There are plenty in the workshed. Hurry up, everyone. Get a bucket and a paintbrush. Inside Mr. Twit's workshed, there was an enormous barrel of hug-tight sticky glue, the stuff he used for catching birds. Fill your buckets, Mugglewump ordered. We're now going into the big house. Mrs. Twit had hidden the key to the front door under the mat, and Mugglewump had seen her doing it, so it was easy for them to get in. In they went, all four monkeys with their buckets of sticky glue. Then came the roly-poly bird flying in after them with a bucket in its beak and a brush in its claw. There you go, see them with their little buckets. The next chapter is called The Great Glue Painting Begins. This is the living room, announced Mugglewump. The grand and glorious living room where those two fearful, frumptuous freaks eat bird pie every week for supper. Please don't mention bird pie again, said the roly-poly bird. It gives me shudders. We mustn't waste time, cried Mugglewump. Hurry up. Now the first thing is this. I want everyone to paint sticky glue all over the ceiling. Cover it all. Smear it in every corner. Over the ceiling, they cried. Why the ceiling? Never mind why, shouted Mugglewump. Just do as you're told and don't argue. But how do we get up there, they asked. We can't reach. Monkeys can reach anywhere, shouted Mugglewump. He was in a frenzy of excitement now, waving his paintbrush and his bucket and leaping about all over the room. Come on. Jump on the table, stand on the chairs, hop on each other's shoulders. Roly-poly can do it flying. Don't stand there gaping. We have to hurry, don't you understand that? Those terrible twits will be back in a moment, and this time they'll have guns. Get on with it. And so the great glue painting of the ceiling began. All the other birds who had been sitting on the roof flew in to help, carrying paintbrushes in their claws and beaks. And there's roly-poly bird with her paintbrush and glue. And there's the monkeys there, ready to go. Mugglewump looks very excited. There were buzzards, oh gosh, magpies, rooks, ravens, and many more. Everyone was splashing away like mad, and with so many helpers, the job was soon finished. Check this out. Wow, look at all those helpers there. The carpet goes on the ceiling. That's the next chapter, by the way. What now? They all said, looking at Mugglewump. Aha, cried Mugglewump. Now for the fun. Now for the greatest upside-down trick of all time. Are you ready? We're ready, said the monkeys. We're ready, said the birds. Pull out the carpet, shouted Mugglewump. Pull this huge carpet out from under the furniture and stick it to the ceiling. On the ceiling? Cried one of the small monkeys. But that's impossible, Dad. I'll stick you onto the ceiling if you don't shut up, snapped Mugglewump. He's dotty, they cried. He's balmy. He's batty. He's nutty. He's screwy. He's wacky, cried the roly-poly bird. Poor old Muggles has gone off his wump at last. Oh, do stop shouting such rubbish and give me a hand, said Mugglewump, catching hold of one corner of the carpet. Pull, you nitwits, pull. The carpet was enormous. It covered the entire floor from wall to wall. It had a red and gold pattern on it. It's not easy to pull an enormous carpet off the floor when the room is full of tables and chairs. Pull, yelled Mugglewump. Pull, pull, pull. He was like a demon hopping around the room and telling everyone what to do, but you couldn't blame him. After months and months of standing on his head with his family, he couldn't wait for the time when the terrible Twits would be doing the same thing. At least that's what he hoped. With the monkeys and the birds all pulling and puffing, the carpet was dragged off the floor and finally hoisted up to the ceiling. And there it stuck. All at once, the whole ceiling of the living room was carpeted in red and gold. And it's hoisting the carpet up. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And then, tomorrow, we should come to an end. Thank you for listening again, and I'll look forward to reading to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.